Defensive Player of the Year at Southern Mississippi. Bothered by a hamstring pull, comes back in the lineup tonight. Second down, Calvillo faces some heat, gets it away just barely. The Eskimos making Calvillo throw one away prematurely.
Well, once again, Rod Davis is in the mix. He's been doing what he's done most of the evening, blitzing. Marcus Howard's going to come off the edge, playing his second game as an Edmonton Eskimo. Collapse that left side of the pocket for the Owls, forcing Calvillo to get rid of it.
Sean White, his right leg into this one. Armstead shakes one, still on his feet. Up near the 39-yard line on a 47-yard punt. Ricky Ray trying to get the offense, as live coverage of the 93rd PGA Championship continues tomorrow from the Atlanta Athletic Club in Johns Creek, Georgia. Tiger Woods today, 77. Wow. Steve Stricker of Madison, Wisconsin leads, -7 today. Rory McIlroy played like a football player. All taped up, injured wrist. Catch the action tomorrow on TSN. Ray, downfield vertical, and he had Jason Barnes in the seam, but overthrew him.
Well, it seems like no one's getting open for the Edmonton Eskimos other than Jason Barnes. Be little to help Ricky Ray when he's got to get rid of the football in a hurry. We knew this would be one of the challenges with both Adarius Bowman and Fred Stamps out long-term, is finding a way to balance the field offensively for Edmonton.
Second down conversion time again. Eskimos not very effective tonight. Here's the pressure again. Ray avoids it by swinging it out to Daniel Porter. It's his first touch of the night. And a penalty flag after the tackle. And if it's an unnecessary roughness call, would mean a first down for the Eskimos. Daniel Porter, who we have not seen tonight until the second half. Looks like they're talking with the Alouettes, so it's against Edmonton. Decline.
Legal block. Edmonton number 88. That penalty's decline. Third down.
Andrew Nowacki, an illegal block. You know, Eskimos, if they can get any kind of momentum here, holding the Alouettes to 20 so far, still a 16-point game. Duvall, big boot. Maypray. Look out here. Matthew Bertrand comes home and levels Tim Maypray. Former Laval University Rouge et Or quarterback, Vanier Cup champion, longtime fullback in Edmonton, and lowers the boom.
He sure does. I've got my fullback bias, but the guy goes out and does stuff like this on special teams. Matthew Bertrand earns it. Big stick on Maypray.
You know who liked that? Mumsy, his mom. There she is. Matthew Bertrand always looks forward to coming home. It's been a long trip for the Eskimos after the Winnipeg loss. They stayed in Winnipeg for a few days. Came to Montreal yesterday. Calvillo, open man, Terry Watkins. Calvillo knocked down as he threw the ball. One of the few blemishes as far as a toss goes for Calvillo tonight. That one was up high.
Well, AC's used to throwing to his 6'3", 6'4" receivers. Jamel Richardson, AC Green, and the rest of the gang. Poor little Kerry Watkins at 5'11". Had to get up on his stepladder to try and touch that one.
Andrew Woodruff is the injured Alouette on the field. We have a second here, so let's go down to the sideline. Here's John.
Guys, a couple of updates on Eskimos players. Marcus Henry, receiver Marcus Henry, suffered what the team is calling an upper body injury. He's gone for the night. Offensive lineman Greg Voigt, a left knee injury. He's gone for the night as well. However, on the upside for the Eskimos, Jerome Messam is on the sidelines. We're told that he's okay, should get back into the game. Guys.
Jerome Messam looked a little bit like he wants to get back in right now.
And Kavis Reed said, no, not right now. Yeah, not yet, fella. So Woodruff limps off.
Ryan Bombin will be into the game to fill in on the O-line. And there's the University of Guelph product. He's making a name for himself as a receiver
Yes,
in
he
short
is.
yardage formations, but can't do that from the guard position.
2nd down and 10. What a night for Jamel Richardson. 30-yard pickup, another big play for the Alouettes.
Well, this starts at the offensive line. Nice job picking up the twist by the guys on the left side. You're going to see the defenders cross in their paths. Left tackle Burke and the left guard Ryan Bombin switch responsibilities. Nice pass off by Bombin and then pick up the looper coming the other way. Terrific communication.
3 away from 100. 2 touchdowns. Alouettes continue to drive. Watkins, first down. Weldon Brown tried to extricate the football, could not.
First down,
Classic Montreal Alouette football there. Anthony Calvillo with the 3-step drop and strike. Kerry Watkins, his usual short side wide receiver position. He's given a bit of a cushion, so his read is he's going to run the hook route, come back to his quarterback.
Whitaker has room. Tackle J.C. Sherritt may have saved a touchdown.
Yeah, good recovery by Sherritt, because when Whitaker took that football, he had a ton of green space in front of him.
Again at Montreal. First down. Montreal.
Didn't even seem to be so much about the blocking as just a huge gap. Off to the right side, Eskimos got caught in a loop out there. The right tackle Parrott did a nice job washing everything down to create that lane.
Another first down, close to the red zone now for the Alouettes. Out pattern. S.J. Green, Rod Williams tackles him. So another 2nd down conversion, and up to the Eskimo defense here to hold and force the Alouettes into a field goal try.
2nd down and 4.
There's just something about this place and this team, though, and the Alouettes have been so dominant. 5 times over the last 6 years they've gone to the Grey Cup game. Back-to-back Grey Cup champions, looking for the three-peat this year, but in Montreal, on this turf, they are almost indomitable. Here they go again. Whitaker, head down, hit hard by Williams. Brandon Whitaker can take a lick.
They sure can. Whitaker, not a big body.
First down.
But dropped the shoulder to shake off the tackle there from Williams.
Alouettes continue their romp against the Eskimos. This includes tonight 141 to 38. Still loads of time left. 6 minutes remain in the 3rd quarter. Calvillo sniffs end zone, and he is dropped. Oh, and he's bent over, fumble. And Anthony Calvillo was put in a very awkward position. Looked like his right leg bent back. And he's up. And there is a huge sigh of relief from that Montreal Alouette bench.
And you heard the collective gasp of the fans as they showed the replay on the big screen.
Bent him like a pretzel.
Well, the Edmonton Eskimos believe that Marcus Howard has the potential to be a very good pass rusher in this league, and he gives you a glimpse right here. like the right ankle probably got rolled up worse than anything else.
Calvillo stays in, second and goal. Calvillo, end zone, Watkins in his mitts, couldn't hang on. That's twice tonight, Kerry Watkins. Saw his eyes light up as that football was close to another major score.
Yeah, he's had a couple go off his fingertips in the end zone. Very similar situations as the defenders have created just enough of a last-second distraction to keep Watkins from scoring a major.
Sean White again, 30-yard line. 17 for his last 17. Make it 18 in a row. The lead 23-4. Well, you only have until September 6th. Wendy's Kick for a Million is back. Your chance to be one of 4 to go head-to-head to qualify for the live halftime show. Enter at tsn.ca/Wendy's. Plus, visit Wendy's to get a game cup to get bonus entries, and all that could be yours. Just got to kick it through a lot. Eskimos need to get their offense in gear here. Shut down, shut out from a major score tonight. Andrew Nowacki comes back to the football, and the spot is near the 40-yard line.
And this has been the extent of the Edmonton Eskimos offense here in the second half, is the quick game, and Montreal's done a nice job for the most part of coming up to make tackles in front of the first down markers. The Alouettes continue to dominate the time of possession.
Again, the Eskimos second in the CFL coming in, holding on to the football. Not tonight. Second down again, conversion time. Can they? Down the sideline. Tyler Scott tangled up with Marcus Stell. There's a penalty flag in the backfield. And the Eskimos are saying it's going against Montreal.
Major foul, roughing the passer. Montreal number 7. 15 yards at the end of the play. First down.
John Bowman, the guilty party.
Well, John Bowman's going to start from his right defensive end spot. Gets an inside rush on the tackle.
Trying to plead his case, but
close call, but the league is going to err on the side of caution in terms of protecting quarterbacks.
John Bowman, who leads the Alouettes with sacks this season with 4. 5 sacks tonight for the Alouettes. Eskimos now, after that penalty, Ricky Ray dodges trouble. Coming back to the football was Brandon James, but if he got to the line of scrimmage, he got a good spot. He did not. Negative yardage. Ray under duress again.
Well, they only lose a few yards on the play where the Eskimos probably should have been losing penalty yards here. Watch the left defensive end, Kitwana Jones, just gets underneath the pad level of the right tackle, Brian Ramsey, who probably should have drawn a holding call on the play.
Eskimos just have not been able to stretch the field here. Here's the rush again. Nice catch. And again, we'll look at the spot. It looks like it's a first down. It's Tyler Scott with another reception here.
Tyler Scott, again, showing nice fundamentals, coming back to the football on that hook route. Working against a real good corner in Marcus Stell. Pushes up the field and then fights back on the comeback.
The Eskimos, who came into tonight tied in the league with big plays, 30-plus yard plays. They only had one 30-yard play tonight.
Well, the guy making a lot of those plays is at home in Fred Stamps.
Exactly. They miss him. But first and 10. Quick hitter. Penalty flag. Again, Tyler Scott picking up some of the slack with Stamps out. But that penalty flag was thrown almost at the snap of the football.
Offside. Edmonton number 81. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
It's Jason Barnes, who was offside. Penalties piling up against the Eskimos. Under 2 here in the third quarter. There again, McCarty. Calvin McCarty, a big play here. Hit hard, hangs on. Kiwana Jones with the jolt. But Calvin McCarty with one of the big plays for the Eskimos inside the 30-yard line.
The Eskimos go to the screen game, one of those tactics to deal with the pass rush pressure. But here we want to look at the big fella, Patrick Kabongo, getting out in front to block on this one. There he goes chugging.
Would you want to see that coming at you?
Shea Emery just ducked.
One of the vocal leaders of the Eskimos, Patrick Kabongo. Way now, with some time. Barnes, little slap pattern again. A penalty flag flying. It's a first down, but let's see what the penalty means. Inside the red zone. Looks like it will come back.
And based on the area of this flag being thrown on the hitch screen, you suspect that it might be an illegal block.
Legal interference. Blocking downfield before the pass is caught. Penalty. Repeat first down.
I can read lips, and that's number 6.
Yeah, Jason Armstead was out there to block for Jason Barnes on this hitch screen. He puts the block a little too early. Ball's not there yet, and there you see Armstead is already blocking Marcus Dell. You can't block downfield before the pass has been caught.
Jason